Here's the scoop. After the show, bounce on over to www.outdoortrailsnetwork.com and click on our weekly podcast. Now, back to the show.
You're on the air with Jim and Trav, and this time, Trav, the trail takes us to one of our favorite places, the Black Hole of Colorado. No, it's Gunnison, Colorado.
Or Black Hole. That's only because I've been drinking too much. But speaking of drinking too much, that's what happens when you and I go up in the mountains. We're all hunting and stuff.
We get headaches.
We get, well, because you talk too much. We get dehydrated, run down. We need something to help us acclimate. But anyways, that's why we're talking to Gary Montgomery. He's got a product called Acli-Mate. You got to go check it out. It honestly is, being serious, this is a lifesaver. You got to go to Acli-Mate, and that's ACLI-mate.com. It's Acli-Mate spelled out, but you got a hyphen in there. That's kind of tricky. So that's ACLI-mate.com. Hey, Gary, welcome to the trail.
Well, thank you very much. And listen, you guys need to be gentle with me. I'm fragile. See, we're forced to drink the water around here. That's one of the reasons that Acli-Mate was developed, because it makes water taste better.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, Colorado is probably the number one destination in the whole world. And people from the flatlands like where we're at, we head out to Colorado. Next thing you know, we got headaches, we got sweats, we got all kinds of stuff, and that's not from the bar last night.
That's because he's jonesing.
Yeah, that's just getting acclimated, if you will. I hate to use that word, but that's exactly what it is, to the difference in elevation. And you guys have come up with a product that'll just flat knock your socks off.
I'll tell you what, about 8 years ago, Dr. Roanne Hauk, who is a practicing naturopathic doctor here in Gunnison, family, friends, and she's got family out of Texas and that, were coming up here, and they were spending a day and 2 days getting accustomed to the altitude, and that really, impacts your vacation and your enjoyment of being here. So she started working on some formulas to try to find something to help fight the acute mountain sickness. And she came up with Acli-Mate. And it's a mixture of just vitamins and minerals and electrolytes, and there's no caffeine. It's an all-natural, no artificial stimulants, no processed sugars, things like that. And over the years, it has evolved, and there have been modifications in the formulation in that. And, it works, and it's amazing the people that we hear, the emails that we get and the phone calls we get from people. I just had a group of guys out from Minnesota, came out to Crested Butte, 9,500 feet, and they had heard about this, decided they were going to give it a try before they got here. Send us an email afterwards. Now, these are guys between 50 and 60 years old. Jim, you can
just kids.
Okay? All right. Trav, you have no idea what we're talking
No,
about.
I'm not.
Anyway, they sent us an email, and they said, unbelievable. Our condo was on the third floor. We noticed it was easier carrying luggage and groceries and Jack Daniels up the steps, and also didn't get near as winded when we were out on the slopes, and not one of us had an experience with any type of problems with the altitude. And we get this kind of thing all the time. And that's why last summer, after 8 years, we decided we might ought to bring this out and make it a little more public.
Ooh.
Now, let me throw something out at you. Now, we're out here where there's some altitude. Now, you Kansas boys have no idea what I'm talking about.
No.
But we started finding out that we had a lot of athletes that were beginning to use it, looking for a natural replacement for the vitamins, minerals, and
the steroids.
And so we modified this formula, and we're getting ready to introduce, and can I use the word flatlanders in front of you?
We don't care.
Okay.
I will insult you back, though.
I figured you might. That's okay. We walk in circles because of the mountains here, yeah. But we're getting ready to introduce energy. And energy is a spin-off of the mountain sport drink. And it has got a mixture that is designed to give you guys the replacement that you need without the added of the mountains.
You mean just Jim and I?
Did I?
We're going to buy the whole shipment.
No. So what you're saying, basically, when you take this Acli-Mate and stuff, you're not going to have that rush like you feel when you drink a Red Bull, then 30 minutes later you crash and you just feel horrible. You're not going to basically feel those emotions.
Trav, and I've got to tell you, you hit it on the head, and one of the hardest things that we have had to do is to try to explain to people who try. They say, I didn't feel anything. And when you say, that's good, because this is all natural. You're not supposed to. What you won't feel too later is that crash you're talking about. These are just the types of things that the body assimilates, uses, and burns up and needs to be replaced without the artificial stimulants. And we get this all the time from people. But then after they have used it, we get a lot of feedback saying, wow, I like it. I can notice a difference. And you're right. I don't have the shakes or the jitters, and I don't get the crash in that. And that just, it just tickles us to death out here. Us mountain boys out here love hearing that.
You bet. Well, hey, we've been talking with Gary Montgomery. And of course, he has Acli-Mate. And of course, he's got a new energy drink coming out this summer called, get this, Energy.
Wow.
Also Mountain.
I like this.
And this is, whether you're a flatlander or you're in the mountains, this is a great additive for the water that you're drinking right now. It makes it taste good right now. They've got it in a couple of flavors, orange and grape. And if you'd like to find out more information about what old Gary's doing, check out the post. No, go to their website.
Just go to www.Acli-Mate. That's ACLI-mate.com. And I tell you what, you're going to be so glad that you buy these products. It's going to help you out a bunch when you're up in the mountains just kicking around, doing whatever. Go to Acli-Mate, ACLI-mate.com. Hey, Gary, thanks a bunch for being on the trail.
Hey, Jim, Trav, listen, we appreciate the opportunity, and just so that you're aware, we have taped this conversation. It's available for our libel attorneys.
Wait till you see what we do with this, Gary.
Oh, God, that does concern me.
Okay.